bottom half guard. But on the top, you want to be heavy. You want to make life miserable, okay, for your opponent. I'm talking about when you go to tournaments, maybe not always when you train, unless you got guys that are gung-ho, and that's cool. But when you go to tournaments, when you go to a fight, if you guys ever decided, you know, try amateur MMA or whatever, you want to make life horrible on your opponent. You want to ride the guy and make life miserable for him, and you want to be heavy, 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 heavy. There's a lot of great jiu-jitsu guys I roll with, purple belts, brown belts even, guys that are well respected, guys that have great technique, but they're missing some basics that you would find in wrestling and judo, and that is being heavy. And that's the staple of catch wrestling in my mind, is making the guy miserable. Okay, so I'll show some heaviness, but we'll start in your guard. You want to make life heck for the guy. You know, basic inside position here, pinching your elbows together on his hips, stop his movement. Okay, and guys forget that. They reach out here and then they get sucked into arm drags and kimuras and all kinds of stuff because they leave space and they leave openness. Okay, they get spun for arm bars. Okay, go for an arm bar. You know, I don't care if I go against a black belt. I'm gonna not forget my basics. Is stop his offense. Position, position, position. Just like in boxing, have good position. Don't be caught out of position. That's what wrestling is. That's what grappling is. Pinch his hips off and stop his motion. This is just a very good pointer to have. So even if I've gone against some really, really, really high level black belt respected guys, and they're not exactly tapping me, you know, in their guard. Maybe after 25, 30 minutes if they gas me. Okay, but it's certainly not like a right away thing because I remember the basics. Pinch his hips. That stops all his side to side motion. Now, if I want to be heavy on this man and make life miserable for him, you can go this position here. I can be just heavy in here. I could be driving my forehead into him. I can tripod up here. Now I'm putting weight on him. Now I'm not standing up straight so he can back sweep me, grab my heels, but I'm stacked in here. I'm pinching with my knees, and I'm, you know, dropping elbows on the guy, and I'm making him carry my weight. I can have my head down here and be doing ground and pound from here. I can. A lot of times you'll get a guy will then try and extend you, like push me away with your legs. Well, one thing that stops that nice is if you're in here and he starts pushing you away, you lock it on the collarbone. Okay? Ref didn't see it, but he's going to stop pushing away because the harder he pushes away, the more he's ripping off his own collarbone. Okay? So you can work pressure points. You can be heavy in the guard even. You just have to watch out for certain submissions. I can be riding a weight on here. And I might even get a tap out against good guys here with my body weight alone because I'm putting the bone in the right position. If I was stupid here, he might push me for an arm triangle. Okay? You can't do that, but I know what's up. I'm going to put my elbow down, tip this way, and put the blade into the throat and support weight on top of it and drive down. You can do what I call a jawbreaker. You can come underneath here, roll your forehead here, and drive in on the legs. Now that's very light power on my legs. Imagine if I squatted and pushed all my forward. Yeah, I would just roll underneath, roll under here, roll, and drive. Now I can do stuff with pressure points, driving in here, making life miserable, choking the guy. And this is all in his guard. This is all in his dominant, you know, guard position. He thinks he's going to tap me out. Now, if I'm reaching around his head, if he's a great guy, watch him taking his foot off the cage to spin for the armbar. If I'm reaching over here, he might spin for an armbar on my right arm. Start working this way. Yeah, so you can't let him hip out here, of course. Okay, guys, so you got to be aware when you're reaching around stuff. Okay, you got to be careful. But if I'm in here, trapping in here, chicken wing elbow here, palm strike here, can opener there, into an elbow, can opener again, into an elbow, ground and pound, tripod up, ground and pound in here, looking for my pop-up passes and stuff to then pass the guard. So that's just being heavy and nastiness in the guard. Collarbones, pressure points, all that stuff you should learn. You don't always have to do in training, but you should learn. Let's talk half guard a little bit. It's got to be half guard. Everything applies. Being heavy is about, you want to fold over the guy like a sack of rice. Too many people are on a guy, just posted on their knee, supporting their own weight up like a chair. You don't want to be supporting your weight. You want to be driving through this man, really through his xiphoid process and his chest, make it hard for him to breathe. Okay, here's typical people inside of him. I'll go back to that part in a minute. They're just here posting. You started? Down, you guys. Turn up. Yeah. Defense, defense, defense. Sit up. Stand up. Pull. Guard pull. Get up. Shoot. Back down, eh? Ready, more judo. Sit up. Stand up. Pull. Guard pull. Get up. Shoot. More judo, one more time. Sit up. Stand up. Roll. Guard pull. Get up. Shoot. Good. Okay. Slowly mount there, head and arm. Then you can pass a couple different ways. Knee to knee is okay. Passes to side mount. Heavy, heavy pressure. Wait, then mounto. Arms better come out before that knee hits the ground. If you wait too long, they can time the roll, the bridge and roll, or they can push your knee back in a half guard. Common mistakes everyone makes. So learn this the right way from the beginning. High mount. Punch, punch, punch. Go to S mount. Turn. Boom. S mount. Good. Should be a little more sideways, but that's not bad for his first time. Kid's 14 or 15 years old. There we go. Give the back. Get ready to put the hooks in. He pushes back. The feet are regularly going. Boom. Superman's them out. Goes for a rear naked or a short choke. Good job, guy. Very good job. And we're at Maha Dojo again in Tokyo, Japan. Thank you. Hey guys, Dan the Wolfman here at Maha Dojo. Easier for me to film the students. It's the end of one class teaching this, so it's been 2 hours teaching beginners, and it's your passing drill, and then you can add on to it. So I filmed a little earlier, and now we add on one top wrist lock, udigarami, trap submission in there. So most important, you're in the guard. Have your knees up in the pocket and wide. You're sitting down on your butt low, and your elbows are inside control, blocking the hip, and you got bicep control. So that's most important, is just having good position. If you have good position, doesn't matter if he's a black belt or world champion, he doesn't get you until he pulls your arm across or gets you out of position. If you have good base, that's most important. If you control his hips so he can't rotate side to side by pinching your elbows, by blocking his hips, he can't get any submissions. Okay, dozo, go slowly. Knee up the butt. Right in the butt crack, open the door. Posture helps open up his guard. Knee staple through, control head and arm, pressure, 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 knee to knee pass, side mount, pressure, pressure, wait slowly, pressure, pressure, trap, set up the trap. Wait for the guy to try and get his arm out. You set up the trap, top wrist lock, udigarami, paintbrush, Americana. Go back to head and arm. Slowly, knee across the belly. Arms come wide like Spider-Man before that knee hits the ground. Otherwise, he traps and rolls you or pushes your knee back in a half guard. Always go low mount and control guy first so you practice against bigger guys for a potential street fight. Then you go up in a high mount, way up high, pinching his shoulders together, do the strikes, go to S mount. Now this is his first day doing S mount, so it's not perfect. He should turn a little bit more and have the knee more in the ear, but not bad for a 14 or 15-year-old boy. Coming up to the S mount armbar, the staying on top way. And then we're gonna take the back when he rolls, have the feet ready to go in for hooks. Under the arms, Superman him out or bang his elbows forward. Pull up on the forehead. I like that he did that this time. And put in a rear naked or short choke while he's still Superman out with your hips. Very good. That is how you do it. And now the more advanced way, I'm going to keep filming. You're going to keep filming. You're going to keep filming. The more advanced way is what I'm going to do now. So, there you go. So guys, most important, you got bicep control. Okay, he's got his ankles crossed. Pretend he's my size. Bicep control, elbows are in to block his hips. Like a steering wheel, he can't rotate. Most people do this, that's why you get armbarred. That's why you get triangle choked. That's why you get swept to triangle choke. If I control his hips and my knees are in the pocket and I'm setting my weight down on my butt, he can't do anything. I open up the door, I put the knee in the butt. My feet are together like a door hinge. I posture open and I control here. Not here. Everyone does that because of gi training. He could come over, break my fingers, and triangle choke me in a real tournament. I'm going to control in here, and I come in here, knee staple to head and arm control. Grab half guard, pressure, pressure. Get your arms, work, real, man. Here. Now I'm here, and I pass, knee to knee, slide, pass, boom. I set up the trap top wrist lock, kung fu, and hit my top wrist lock, udigarami. Go back here. See what's open out? There's a reverse toe hold. I hit that reverse toe hold there. Then I go in a mount. Boom, maybe an arm triangle there. When I drill, that's fine, or here, and then I do double grapevine leg spreader, that's okay. Then double two reverse toe hold, I put that there, that's okay. Then, well, maybe he did well, then I do a telephone lock. Then maybe I jump off to At the good time, the Untitled Choke. Then I go back in a mount. Then I go in an S mount. Pinch those shoulders together. I try to pull those arms in. I don't got anything here, so I go to S mount. Hook inside here. Try to open them up. Bam. Defend, 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 defend. Oh, I can't get it, so I come in here. Then I come in here and I get this lock. Okay, whoop, then I did here, whoop, then I do pretzel lock. Then I do wrist lock, wrist lock. Then I do the armbar. Then I go to mount. Then I bang, 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 bang. Turn. Boom, I'm ready to go in. Put my hooks in. Superman him out. Pull up on his forehead. Give him a camel clutch. Smile at the crowd. Then you go here, then you put in a choke. That's more advanced drill. So you just go through the positions that actually flow. Do it 3 times each. So beginners can drill a passing drill. Intermediate can add a few submissions. And advanced, you can hit whatever submissions as you're flowing. But flow and move through the positions and hit the submissions along the way. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Hey guys, DanTheWolfman here, catchjiu-jitsu.com at Rose City Fight Club. I'm with Titan fighter Ricky Simone. I'm going to show you how to do the armbar drill from now on. Everyone around the world does 10 arm bars from guard as a warm-up. We're going to do 10 arm bars from guard, but the first 6 are regular. 7 and 8, he goes for the rear naked choke and a stack defense, and I go to the toss or the flower sweep. And on 9 and 10, we're going to do a drag towards the back or towards turtle, wherever we can make a scramble happen. So, I got my double overwrap, whatever. Boom, I'm doing my armbar drill. And I'm chopping down on the back of the head. And I'm spinning side to side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I go for 7, he's going to defend. 7, he puts in his rear naked choke defense, whether I had a knee grab on the arm or whether I had a deep hook style. So right away, I go to the toss. I open up my legs, bam, I toss them. I come back on, cross my legs, top leg on bottom, and then I work on my armbar, however I break the armbar from there. On number 8, we do the same thing. We go to the other side. And this gets him being a good partner instead of just daydreaming. I'm in here, and he's going to defend. Yeah, he's got that armbar. So whether I just had a knee grab on it, more MMA style, or I had a deep hook, it'd be a little bit better. But let's just say I had a knee grab on it, double hand. I'm going to chop down, he's stacking in. No way I'm going to extend him, so I do the toss. 1, 2. Whoa! Bam. Finally got him. He's a good wrestler. I come back on top, I cross my legs, pinch my knees, and then I work on an armbar right from there. On 9 and 10, Ricky is going to be the great wrestler that he is. He's going to defend the toss. He's going to posture in, defend the armbar. He's going to, no man, he's going to have a good base and stop the toss and come back into me. And I'm going to drag to the back. So, okay, so I'm going to hit this armbar. Bam. Okay, and now I go for, he stacks in, right? I go for the toss, and then he's going to restack back into me. Like block it. So I go for the toss, he comes here, and I'm going to drag. Okay? Actually, right here I got a submission. Oh, feel it? Okay, but that's not the video. Right there was a submission. I grab the lat here, and I start dragging this leg out. And now I put a single hook in, or I can come up. If I feel he doesn't have great pressure and there's some space, I can just come up and bail. MMA, I can ground and pound, turtle. Okay, if I was stuck a little bit more, I'm a big guy, so my leg gets stuck a little here, but littler guys are going to be able to get that out easier. I'm going to be here, and from there, I can come up. If he doesn't chop that wrist, single leg right, he starts chopping that wrist and hand fighting with me here, I'm going to be dragging him at the armpit, stay pressure on my chest to the back, and then I'll come off the armpit and drag that hip and try and get lasso back control. Okay? So, it's just a way of doing the armbar drill. So on 9 and 10, he blocks the toss, and I'm going to drag him through. So I'll do one more on the same side. So I'm here, bam, I go for the armbar, he stacks in, I go for the toss, he comes back in, I take that energy, and I'm dragging him. And that time I got the back. Okay, and good things are going to happen from there. So that's the drill, that's how you should drill your arm bars from now on. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks. Hey guys, DanTheWolfman here at thecombatsystem.com, Catch Jiu-Jitsu, talking about when you're drilling arm bars. Not exactly how to do an arm bar, but when you're drilling arm bars, what to do. When you guys are drilling any kind of moves, don't like stop and then get up and then reposition and waste everyone's time and waste your own time. It's like when you're doing hip up sweep, the other guy should oop us bump you, trap and roll escape back on top. Instead of like disengaging, getting back on, it's a waste of time. So especially for hip bump sweeps and arm bars, people do that all the time. And it's really a waste. You should be practicing your grappling. Just relax. When I first started Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu back in 1997, it used to be you just mount someone and a big guy is going to push you because he doesn't like being smothered. And we used to learn arm bars this way. It doesn't really work anymore. Start pushing it. Be heavy, heavy, check and make him give you pressure with his arms. Everyone knows grappling now, but now, okay, give me pressure. Pressure. Okay, keep pushing, keep pushing. So we're here. You're trying to hold my weight. Then it was chest compression on the chest. It was here, making a loop. This is a circle of death on his arm. And then it was, that's how we used to do arm bars. A lot of space nowadays that would never work against a talented, almost never work against a talented grappler, because a talented grappler is not just going to shove you off. I kind of did it almost like this way against 310-pound Scary Jerry back in the day, because he really shoved me off. So it can be useful, but here's one way of armor. Give me some pressure. So the guy didn't like me being in his face doing this stuff, and he's going to push me off. He doesn't know grappling. I go chest compression here, and I, okay? Anyway, that was one style of doing an armbar. Here's another style of doing an armbar. Then I'll get to my point about when we're drilling. And here, you could hook in from mount. I don't think these are high percentage. I always do S mount now. But I could be here, and when here giving pressure, and he crossed arm here. Now I got a cross arm grab behind his elbow, and I'm going to shove his face biomechanically this way, make him really uncomfortable. And now I can start to slide to an S mount, and then go for the armbar. Sucking his heel in here, or crossing, top leg and bottom, either way. But the point is, here I'm going to transition. Okay, it's either top leg off or bottom leg off. I'm not just going to disengage. I'm going to go here. Okay? And this teaches you scrambling, because he'd be coming on top if for whatever reason I missed the armbar and I'm getting the underhook. I'm coming on top here. There's a compression lock. It's not high percentage, but I can tap him. And then I'm practicing going back into mount. Okay? And then maybe arm triangle or whatever. But I'm practicing grappling. That's what's important. I'm using my time. Or I'm here with my body weight, and so I suck in here, and I'm here. And if you're not as good at go to ESMO and stuff, you could step when you're learning. Push the face, step. Pushing his face stops his escape. Here's my armbar. Whether I'm here, whether I'm here, whether I'm double wrist control, pinky into the body. This is teaching that. From here, I scissor out. I push this to the side, which can be helpful in certain things. If it was 1FC, I could knee him in the head. If it was MMA. And I'm going to practice sliding, going back to mount, taking my arms out Spider-Man style. So I'm practicing mounting. Push on my chest this time. Here, it used to be this, boom, and then scissor out, and go here. And if you want to practice that compression lock, cool. And then I go here, and then I go to mount. Push on my chest again. Here, this is old style. I'm just doing speed sake here. Okay, I go top leg off, underhook to learn how to scramble. Here's my compression lock potentially. There's my mount, and possibly goes to an arm triangle, top wrist lock, and all that. So I'm practicing grappling. Take this way and go there for me. So I'm practicing scissoring out. Now the real reason isn't to lead to the compression locks, but I'm practicing grappling, and that's good. Catch jitsu style. But the real reason is if I went for an armbar and I was a little sloppy with space, stepped up too high, and he felt it coming back, and he sucked his elbow to the ground. Or I went for this, and he had his hands, and I kicked off, and it got sweaty, but somehow he pulled this in. I lost the armbar. So this is really learning about transitioning and scrambling. So whether I go top leg off or bottom leg off, by practicing this, he's coming up, I'm getting that underhook. Okay, let me bring you in a second, thanks. So it's just important to learn, mostly in case you have a failed armbar attempt. I'm a knee and belly, okay? And I go for an armbar and he pulls the elbow back. Oh, failed attempt. Boom, I'm practicing this, okay? I'm backing him out. He's all jacked up here, arm triangle, okay? So it's about, mostly, the real reason isn't the compression locks. The real reason are the bicep slicers. The real reason is to learn and keep moving and having fun and going fast and getting workout and you're drilling. But like, okay, I could be going S mount in here. I go for an armbar. I'm here, or I'm crossed. I'm I'm going here. I get my arm bar. I decide to now transition off top leg. Coming up to here. Okay, there's a lock. I think, maybe not. But then his arm's all jacked up. There's gift wrap. It's gonna help your chaining of stuff together. Whatever armbar style. I practice S mount here with the shove or old school CPR compression, circle of death, whatever kind of armbar drill I'm doing. Boom. Coming in here. Here. There's a lock. I should have done it. So, make your drill faster and just practice. That is a lot better than going, I did an armbar. Okay, get up. Your turn, my turn. Let's go to mount. That's not practicing mounting. That's wasting time. Okay, so anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Hope you guys do this. Thanks. Hey guys, DanTheWolfman here, catchjitsu.com. I'm going to show you my way of doing the Kimura double wrist lock in guard for no gi, for MMA. For gi, kind of, but you got to make sure they don't grab the gi or the belt to defend. So I'm going to show you what I feel is the best way against all different body types, big, strong, sweaty dudes, in order to get this lock. So if I'm in full guard, I'm going to show you some mistakes that people make right away. Anytime the guy gets his hand on the mat or you have good Nogueira style wrist control, people turn sideways to get the lock. Now, do you see the space between my elbow and his ribs? So yeah, good, very good. So you see all this space? Then we do our defense to the counter hammerlock. Please look at my defense. I have 2 good defense videos, like 3 good defense videos on defending Kimuras and double wrist locks, double wrist locks. Most people twist sideways. They corkscrew and they go bam and they sit to the lock instead of the man. This is the biggest mistake that people make. It's way too loose. Remember, we're about space control and tightness, okay? So what you want to do, if that hand gets on the mat or however you get there from a guillotine or from a hip bump sweep, you sit up to the man like you're stealing a wallet out of his back pocket. You sit to the man for the guillotine, for your hip bump sweep, you sit to the man. You don't sit to the lock. So don't twist sideways and give space. It's very easy for him to do many defenses, just limp arm out, punch you in the face, all kinds of stuff. So you sit up to him, bam, like I'm stealing a wallet out of his back pocket, okay? So if his hands are on the mat, breaking his posture, whatever, if he messes up, or we're moving around because of my movement, he's got to pose to get balance. His hands on the mat, I sit up to him. Now once I sit up to him, then I come in for my lock. And look at, there's no space now. If I go sideways, there's space. But if I come up and then boom, weave in for my figure 4, my elbow's touching his ribs, okay? Now, here's the right way of, once I got my figure 4 together, in my opinion, of doing this lock. I get an angle of attack just like everyone teaches for arm bars, but for some reason the double wrist lock Kimura, they don't, which makes some people like Marcelo Garcia say, oh, it's a power move. If you do it correctly and get an angle of attack like you should on all submissions, it's not a power move really. I kick this leg up his back. Once I get this, the next step is hip out, move my butt out, my right hip out, and kick the leg up the back. So I hipped out and I'm here. I kick this as high up the back as I can. Now right away, I kick this up and recross my legs. On big fat guys, it might be kind of hard, but you can do it. If you get it way on your side, even against them, if you turn your bottom hip down more, even on big guys, then you can get your feet together. So if you're going with someone big and you have trouble here, hip out a little bit more and then get your legs together. That way he can't push the leg here, don't be open and pass your guard. You got to be aware of that when you go for this lock. So sit up to him, lock it up, and now I kick the leg up the back to get my angle of attack, and I hip out, okay? In one big power piece, bam, cross the ankles. Now, the next thing everybody does wrong, see how I got the angle? I got the angle of attack. So even if people sit sideways, they do this and they try to lock it here, spine to spine. That's the second mistake people make. They try to lock it linear instead of angle of attack 90 degrees. They 0 degrees. They're linear, spine to spine. And the best you can hope against someone good here, if you're really strong, I think my friend Sam Holder rolled Rashad Evans this way, possibly in that fight, is to get a sweep. If I do this really hard, he'll eventually, can he shoulder roll? Boom, up over, bam. Eventually he'll get a sweep and he can come on top or go to mount even. I can follow him with my hips and get mount, but you're not gonna lock him. So, here, sideways, ankles crossed with no guard pass. So now I have my angle of attack. Now the third mistake people make is they wrestle out here. Now if I wrestle him out here, who goes first? If I wrestle, defend, put some strength in, and then defend, and now I defend and I go and you move, wrestle me, and then we're here and we're here and we're here. Okay? So for every time he moves his arm, he decides what direction to wrestle in. He engages his muscles. I have to, my nervous system takes 1 to 1.5 seconds to respond. I decide to re-wrestle back in the proper direction. He's already countering, re-wrestling this way. I'm already deciding to re-counter this way. It's a counter-counter game and he's the one leading the dance. Now, especially if he's stronger than me, that ain't gonna work. It's like wrestling a keg of beer. Powerlifting, not powerlifting guys, strongmen. Okay? Let's rotate this way. So, what I don't want to do, even if I'm out here at the angle of attack, is I don't want to wrestle out here. This is arm strength against arm strength, and worse than that, it's the angle's constantly changing and he's the one leading the dance. Okay? This is wrong. That's why people think it's a power move. Because if he had 20 pounds of me in muscle, there's no way I'm going to get him because he's just going to drive in with his head and wrap the arm around my neck. Yeah, come this way. Where at? Okay? Bam! And then if it's MMA, my ribs are open, he's going to punch my ribs in the way. Okay? It's very easy. Or he can limp arm his arm out. So I'm here and I'm going, oh, and then he just limps it out. Okay, I'm going to lose it. So, step 1, sit up to him. Step 2, hit your angle of attack. Step 3, instead of wrestling out in no man's land, isolate the motion. Pin it to your leg. What do I have? I can choose first what motion we're going to wrestle in. It's like arm wrestling. Okay? You don't want him to get the grip. I isolate it to my leg. Now I have a plane of attack. There's only one way I'm going to push it. Instead of wrestling all these different angles, all I got to do is push it to my leg at a slight, like instead of straight up parallel to my leg, I go into my leg maybe a little bit 20 or 30 degrees off. So instead of straight up my leg, I push it in to keep it there. So no matter when he wrestles out, I'm still pushing it in. Give me like half, 50% pressure. And now I push it to my leg and up, 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 up. And it's gonna go up. So his energy actually helps me because I'm hitting it at a apex, maybe not like the apex is my knee, but like a roof. Okay, I'm hitting it in. So if I'm off on my side, I pin it to my leg. I isolate the range of motion. Now I push it, pay attention guys, I push it up the leg. Up the leg, he can't wrestle it out because I'm pinning it. Bam! Up, 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 and now he starts to lose energy because biomechanics in his shoulder, the tendons, ligaments are getting tight. Now, a lot of people will tap right here at the point of my elbow. See that? Because he's a muscular guy. If you have thinner people that do yoga and they're smaller jiu-jitsu guys, you can pass it. So if you do pass, go slow. If you pass the point of your knee, where most big guys will tap, then you go small banana to the back of the head, like you do with any hammerlock, maklata, whatever. Pin it, up, 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 and he taps. Now try and loosen everything up, relax. So don't put any energy defending. Now I push it up, see he's more flexible. That's a little trick in submission defense. Look, he ain't tapping. He's got 2 more inches now. So once you clear here, you go small banana, curve to the back of the head. Okay, you don't want it way out here. You want it kind of direct to the back of the head. Okay? So let me hit it here. I got the hand on the mat, I sit up to him, sideways, I kick off, I get my angle of attack. I pin it, I own it, I take it up, 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 boom, he taps. Okay, and if I need to, if you're super flexible, I can keep hipping out and really break the shoulder. We've seen that in UFC once before. Another typical way of getting this would be from a hip bump sweep. So I control posture, okay? He postures up to the sky. Instead of going down, keep your knees down, but posture head up to the sky. He postures up, bam, I go for the sweep. Okay? And then there's my block. Okay? And then okay. This time, I'm going to try to sweep you this with this. So I got posture control. He postures up. Then I hit my hip bump sweep. Bam, and I grab that wrist. Get my angle, get my legs together. Once my ankles are recrossed, pin your angle of attack to the leg. Up, 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 up. And that is, in my opinion, the proper way of doing a double wrist lock. In a gi, you got to be careful because he might be able to grab his belt here. Okay? But for no gi in MMA, this is the way that even I've been able to tap out big, strong, athletic pro fighters. And I think it will work for you. Remember those 3 main key points why everyone does it wrong, in my opinion. Try this out, especially for a smaller guy, and see how it works against even people that maybe are a little bit bigger than you. I hope you liked it. What I want to do is have everything tight. I don't just want to choke his throat. It's not even just these 2 main arteries, but the neck has a bunch of billion little arteries in the back. I actually want to like do this around his neck and take up all the space. But I'm going to use my arms to do it. I want to compress him on all sides. I want to take up all that space and make your choke good. So number 1 is not grab your bicep. Everyone teaches it just because it's easy, and that's lazy because it's hard to unlearn muscle memory when you get higher rank and better in grappling. So do not do this, but instead get used to driving your chokes in like a knife hand. That way if his chin was down, I can try to snake it in. And I'm going to go as deep as possible, so my elbow is going to go to the front of his throat. Okay, so here, I'm going to go deep in and get my elbow to the front of his throat. I'm going to try, he's a big guy, I'm going to try to get to my shoulder. Now anytime you do a choke, you're going to put your head by his head and finish it. It's an intimate thing, you want to be close, you can whisper in his ear. I'm going to bring my hand to my shoulder, towards my shoulder, the upper part of the bicep. Now I'm going to weave it in. This is step 1. There's only this little space for his neck. Now, this time I'm not going to put my elbows together so much, but I'll show you the finishing move. The finishing part, in a real fight, if he's really tough, I'm going to have to shove his head forward and scissor back this. So it's this. So the finish is just forward and back. It's really like a scissors. Okay? But step 1 is have your bicep. Step 1 is to your shoulder. Step 2 is weave it in. Not this way, but sideways. Is really part of step 1. Just so you know, sideways. Step 2 is pinch your elbows together. Most people will tap out there. And step 3, if you need it, the guy's really tough, you can push his head forward and suck it back a little bit. It's going to be nasty a couple times. So I'm in. My elbows to the front of his throat. I'm on my shoulder. I'm weaved in, the hand is now sideways. Now I'm ready to put him to sleep. I pinch my elbows together and I compress at the same time. So I'm going to push his head forward and scissor this back into the artery, the wrist bone we use on short chokes. So this is the proper way of doing a rear naked choke. In on the shoulder, here weave it behind. Okay, now I'm also going to hide my chin. Again, I talked about whispering in his ear. The chin is going to cover my hand. That way he can't peel 2-on-1 defense off. If I'm here, go ahead and peel with my hand. Both hands, 2-on-1. Peel off. Boom, that stinks. That happens all the time, especially in MMA with the glove. Because with the glove, it's hard to weave the hand behind. It actually helps in MMA. The gloves help you defend the rear naked choke. So if I'm in here though, if I hide my chin under, it's going to be too late for him. You can't peel it off if my chin's on top. So weave in, get deep, get the hand sideways. Put your chin on top, weave the elbows together, and then compress at the end if you need to, still trying to keep your elbows together. So there's a proper rear naked choke. I'm going to show a couple variations of chokes. Here, since I'm used to digging in and going deep, if I needed to access a weapon, cop hold, I can do a one-handed choke this way. If he peeled the hand off, because I didn't quite get my chin on top, right as he peels it, I'm going to switch it back to a short choke and go to a short choke with the wrist on the throat. So there's just, some things you're going to go to later on. But most guys are teaching this, and yeah, you might type beginner because it hurts, but it's not a real good compression choke. You want to dig in deep, grab here, be tight to him, be able to whisper in his head, and so he can't peel it off. And that's a proper rear naked choke. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks. Relax your shoulders. I'm just going to do this from my knees, then I'll do it with the hooks then, okay? Just old Japanese style learning the chokes. Rear naked choke, two types of chokes, arterial and throw. Rear naked choke is supposed to be arterial. Okay, this is not how to do the choke. This is pro wrestling. Tap out, you're hurting. Okay, that's pro wrestling. Okay, look at all the space in my arms. Get closer, just get on my arms. Or you can zoom in. There's a zoom on it too. Okay, see all the space in here? You don't want a lot of space. This is what bouncers do that don't know what they're doing, okay? And roid heads, and this is, you know, pro wrestling. The hand on top stinks too because his defense is to peel the hand off. Get a 2-on-1 on the hands. A good choke is you're going to take the hand and dig deep. Dig your hand in like a knife, dig deep and put your elbow to the front of his neck, okay? Then you're going to get your shoulder as deep as you can. And then you're going to weave the hand in behind his head. That's step one, really. Step two is going to be to compress your elbows together. You see he already tapped out. I didn't even finish the third part that I would if I was in a fight, MMA or street, whatever. Step one, in deep. Grab your own shoulder, weave in. Get behind his head. You can make a fist or go here. Don't do this because you're going to push his head farther forward if you turn your hand sideways. Okay, and it's going to make it tighter and harder for him to grab. If I'm up here, go ahead, peel my hands off, grab, yeah, get both your hands up there. Now he's got a 2-on-1. That's the defense to a rear naked choke. A lot of times you'll see in UFC because it's hard to get behind the head with MMA gloves on. So I want to hide this behind his head. Okay. Step two is going to be to pinch your elbows together. And see, he's already tapping. I put a lot of pressure on you, right? Okay. Slowly, I'm going to push his head forward and pull this wrist in. But my elbows weren't together. In reality, you should put your elbows together first, always, because that's structural, before you use any kind of flexation, because your arms burn out with lactic acid. Here, put your elbow tips together, and then here. I'm going to compress his head down as I pop this wrist in. Without him, instead of here. I'm going to do this to finish off. 1, pinch your elbows, 2, and then 3. This goes down to compress his head forward, and I always pop this in because a lot of times I get chokes just by popping the blade of the wrist into his artery, and it's like a scissors motion, okay? So a lot of beginners are taught this, guys. Scissor this and push this. That hurts your smack like a guillotine on the throat. Right? Rear naked. I want to slide it deep. Okay? Here I'm not going to pinch my elbows together. I'm going to push his head forward so you can see the motion as I compress this one. Okay, real fast, ready? See? And that's without my elbows together. Nice and slow. Pinch my elbows together and then compress. So it's a nice tight choke. You want this basically like a double rape choke around his neck. There's 2 main arteries and there's lots of little itty bitty arteries. Okay? You want to close them all off to his brain. Now, if I'm doing this, in MMA, like I said, it's hard to get this behind me. My head's here and I'm trying to choke him. He peels my hand off. Go ahead and peel my hand off. He does that defense. As soon as this peels down, I take that motion and momentum, then slide this back into my clock choke. Alright? Not clock choke, to a short choke with the wrist. Here. Okay? And I pop that wrist into his throat. But that's the counter to the counter, the rear naked choke. As soon as the hand gets peeled my hand off, I go in, suck them in to the rear naked. Now, I'm talking so everything's not exactly super perfect. But when you're choking someone from behind, it's intimate. You want to be able to whisper in his ear, you're going to sleep, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to take your money, whatever it is. I'm not saying be violent, I'm talking self-defense, I'm talking so you understand that your mouth should be back by his ear. So I can lock down in one hand choking him. I can be deep on choking, please choke with him. One arm. That was an arterial choke. This is how I get a lot of top fighters, just with one hand, and I throat choke them. This is how sometimes you get that hand peeled down or stuck under his armpit pitch. I could be in here on the guy, and I can still choke him. Here. As long as my head's tight and I'm ready to whisper into his ear. Okay? Okay, so let's go over that one more time. Rear naked choke. Let's do it on my knees. I'm in here deep, guys. Pinch, compress. If he gets the defense, he peels the hand off. As soon as it goes, peel my hand 2-on-1. He peels down. I pull it up and shorten up on this. This, if I can, get this behind for leverage. This elbow behind for leverage. And this one peels back and have my hand by here. Here. Behind his back for leverage. And this one pulls back. Okay? Yeah, let's just do it from the side here so you get a different view. In, pinch your elbows here. Here. Arterial choke police style in case you need to access firearms cuffs. Okay. One-handed, I gotta punch somebody else here. Okay, so there's different kinds of chokes. Now going to more advanced. Let's pull this way. I think I started with the Marcello here. Okay, if I grab him here in the Marcello, the lasso, you usually will peel the whatever hand's on top up. So I peel my hand up. He goes there. This one's free to go right to the choke. And now, there's where I get a lot of guys with the one-hand choke. Not a lot of guys do that, guys. So if I'm here in a Marcello hold, lasso hold, maybe I'm being mean and compressing my fist into his solar plex. Okay, I'm keeping up on him. He peels that off. I go here and go right to the choke. If I can get in here and trap his wrist, for me to do that, or to set up a rear naked, okay, I can peel this down. I can put the foot over BJ Penn style, work my chokes from there. If I'm having trouble choking him because he's pinching on the elbow down and he's got good hand control, 2-on-1, grab my wrist or pinch your hand down here, he's doing this. I can take my lead hook out, okay, and go to the exorcist. I take this foot out, I have a video just on it, kick the butterfly, go to like a face crank position, kick the butterfly to the other side, then keep the neck where it is, and do a nasty spine lock. So look up the exorcist video. My version of Boss Ruben's exorcist. Get a lot of guys with that too, because the rear naked, everyone's got the defense down, especially if they have my MMA gloves on. So hopefully that teaches you guys a little about chokes. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, DanTheWolfman 1. You know, if I'm really fighting, I'm going to have everything super tight. I'm going to put it in, weave it in all sneaky. I'm going to have my head back here, I'm going to pinch those elbows and compress. You don't want this kind of space. You want here and then take up the space. Take up that space. His neck's going to be in there. You don't want his neck, you want to comprise around it. You don't want it to have any space. New chest compression choke that I'm finding from my escape. Now, you shouldn't let someone on your back. That's the first thing to rear naked and back defense is you screwed up. Don't get there. But sometimes you are, and you should actually start from this position working on your defense sometime. We're going to talk about if he's got the backpack, the head and arm. Right away, he's got good control of me. Anytime an arm's coming over the head, it's shoulder up, chin down, because you don't want him. What if he just went right away for the choke with this? So right away, if this was coming around him, I got to let it go. And then they let it go and they let the guy start attacking rear nakeds. Don't let the guy attack your neck. If he's got this, he's thinking good for him, I'm thinking good for me, I can go back and pinch this. Elbow into the ribs, not biceps so there's a big hole, but pinch that sucker. Shoulder up. Now right away is the best defense before he's going for a rear naked choke. I'm going to rock back on him, put my weight on him, make him uncomfortable. Now I'm going to separate the hands and try to get a I'm going to get these hands separated, okay? And now I'm working on getting wrist control, double wrist control, 2-on-1. Now once I'm here, I'm going to pass it to the side of the head. What most people don't do is they don't twist it, keto style. Twist this sucker as you're passing it over the head. It's going to add a lot of pressure if I'm supinating his joint. Once I'm here, I'm really safe. And I can add weight with my head here and put it to the ground. Don't let go. Now most people will just let me pass out, but if he doesn't, I'm pretty safe at this point. He can't choke me if I'm old. Like here, I'd be worried, but here he can't choke me with either arm. I'm going to unhook this heel, unhook the leg, and come over here to start passing into half guard on top. And here I'm twisting this. If I can get a tap with my head and body weight, awesome. If not, I pin this. If it were MMA, I break this floating rib and hammer him, but I keep control. I put my body weight over the wrist, I keep control. And now, if you wanted to, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to work on a no-hand pass, put the leg up, shins instep here,
I'm gonna kick this down to the ground. I'm gonna knee slide out. And then if you know a Darce choke or Japanese necktie, I have short arms, but I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna go to my Darce choke. I'm gonna sprawl out. Okay, so if you're a Darce choke guy or a more advanced Japanese necktie guy, go right to it. This is the position. And some of these transitions is why I'm making this video again. Because people miss that transition. Okay, let's go over on the other side this time. So come here, this side. Okay, again, control this elbow. Chin down, shoulder up. Anytime something's coming around your head, chin down, shoulder up. Pinch this, control this, okay? Own this. Don't let him pull this out. Don't just kind of hook it and leave a big hole on the gap. I gotta reach back. I gotta pinch this and own this. Now he's not gonna, most people can't choke very good one-handed, okay? So I'm here, right back on him, okay? Separate the hands. Get 2-on-1 wrist control. Aikido style, Jiu-jitsu, Japanese Jiu-jitsu style, twist this sucker, rotate this joint, pass it 2-on-1 over the head. Okay, now I'm dropping with body weight. I could snap it here on the street combative style. I got more weight control, body weight control here to make the submission happen, dropping the weight. Okay, if I need to do, so he's kind of still holding here, I can pull this out, unhook, pass over here. If I didn't get the tap already, I go for the tap again here once I got a better base. Now here, I can pass to the Darce choke, or he's wrapping up half guard. I'll come on top and smother him here. I'm gonna go to the no hand pass here, okay? Here, I could just pass right away if he's there, okay? Look to like gift wrap this if you want, while you're passing or as you're passing. Here, I'm gonna be sucking this up behind the elbow or the wrist. Pass, knee slide pass. Okay, or, okay, chest compression, right there. Now, if you mess up and he pulls that arm out, which isn't as easy to do in MMA because the glove helps stick it, guys. People really just let go of this. You shouldn't. You should control this. But if you're sweaty, it's no gi, even if you do a good pinch, you might get it out. But people are really forgetting this part. This is a very important detail. I'm here, and I screw up as I peel these hands. He starts to climb, spider walk this to a choke. I'm trying to chin down, but he's already putting pressure on me. Maybe I freak out, and he yanks this out, boom, because he's sweating, he's putting a rear naked in. Man, I better defend now. I go back, put my weight on him, come back to him, find a 2-on-1, pull this down 2-on-1 style, then go to a cover. Street combatives, I can break it right here, pinky towards the lock, pinching this tight to my head, or slow here. There should be a tap right about there. Okay? If he doesn't, this is kind of low percentage. But if he defends, as he's really going to do, I'm putting pressure, he's starting to actually get worried about it, he's going to suck this elbow down towards him. That's the timing I use as he's sucking down to grab 2-on-1, twist it, and go to my side, put weight on it. Okay? Now, I don't feel like I got him great here unless I adjusted my shoulder. You see that? I adjusted my shoulder. Now I still got him with my head pressure. I got the submission here. Pass out. Now I'm better, dropping my weight. Got the submission here. Printing it there. Boom, boom. If it was MMA or street, I'm going to come here. I could just pass if he's letting it go. But let's pretend the guy knows what's up. Okay, I'm going to come in here, pass while I'm passing, suck this up. Boom. Here. Right, I'm here. My weight, my butt is off the ground. Chest compression. Boom. Here. Here. Okay? So there's like 3 submissions in there. One more time. Sorry. I messed up. I was just hand fighting and I forgot to pinch. Don't do that. Oh man, or he was here. He was already, I let go. I got to go back far. Go back heavy, high to get that hand, peel 2-on-1, go to a cover position. Start to make him in jeopardy of this. Keep your shoulder up to block it too bad of a choke from here. Make him in jeopardy. He's going to suck this back. Twist it. Here. Boom. Here. Oh, he popped his elbow. Okay, see, I could have snapped it right there. Come out. Here. Go to Darce choke and pass if you want. Or come to my compression. So if I wanted a Darce choke, I'm going to come out here, stuff it. I got short arms, but I could stuff in Japanese necktie. Here, here, sprawl out. Or once I'm here. An idea that just kind of popped up after looking at a Rickson Gracie video about a technical mount escape. Now usually for a trap and roll escape for MMA or the street, I say if you're a catch wrestler, if you are a good no-gi grappler, you have a strong neck, you can bridge on top of your head. It gets a higher apex with your hips. However, if it's a pure sport grappling situation, I think the technical way Rickson showed, or one day maybe when I'm 80 years old, taking your head off the center line might be better. If someone's way heavier than you and it's strictly a grappling situation, it is actually harder to stop the roll the way Rickson shows. What I'm talking about is just bridging. Just stay there 1 second. It's just bridging on your head. Usually when we bridge, if a trap and roll escape, you'll get the arm on the street, overhook, you'll get the same side ankle. You go on your head and explode a pike. And knees up in the pocket, get bicep control, inside control. So you go on your head with a fast roll. This escape we're going to do now is about taking your head off the center line and doing a nice slow roll where even the guy can't base. And even if he bases with the opposite arm, you can still roll him. Now, what I started to find is just naturally, I'm finding a combination, I don't know how high percentage it is, but a possible straight arm lock, kind of like a wakigatami in Japanese Jiu-jitsu, a little bit kind of like a pretzel twist without the twist. Breaking his own arm on his own arm, pretty much. Okay, so I'll show that now. So on the street or grappling tournament or whatever, like no-gi, it's pretty much just going to be a guy choking you with his forearm. So he's across the center line with his arm. This could be even with a shirt on the street or a gi, it could be a cross choke. He could be digging here for a cross choke and I'll be grabbing this arm to roll him. Okay, so we're just going to do it with the forearm here. I'm going to grab the arm and control it behind the elbow somehow, whatever I feel like I get. Now what's most important is I'm going to take my head off the center line, trap that ankle. Again, I got the arm, trap the ankle, take my head off the center line. Now as I start to roll, he's going to base. Now with the other, on the top of the head, sometimes this will stop your roll. Okay, but drop my shoulder and I go to here and now I'm trying to get an armbar. And I slip this out and I'm wakigatami arm break right there. Sometimes right here, if he wants me to pass, I'll pass and that only makes it worse for him. I'm dropping the weight and there's the tap. I actually feel his elbow starting to pop. Okay, so I have another partner come in, those alternate on me so you guys can see and maybe get some different angles, try and get low and see the finish on the submission. He's got the forearm on me. I'm just going to trap. Okay, I want to roll him this way because this arm isn't there to base. Get the same side ankle, take my head off the center line, and now I start to roll him. But instead of this arm being dead when he does base, if he did it, he's already rolled. I'm going to find here, keep going, sliding down with wrist control, drop my shoulder, and now this wrist is going somewhere behind his elbow. Dropping shoulder, dropping weight, and now I'm doing an arm break here, straight armbar style. If I can drop my weight or bring the other hand out, that's okay. I'm here, I can probably tap him, or I can pass, tap him. I just have to watch if he's very sweaty, pulling this arm back and taking my back. So you do gotta be aware of that. But if you have good body weight control, there's potentially a submission here from the trap and roll that I haven't seen before, okay? Someone hop on. Okay, so start at a different angle this time, a little bit, maybe start this side this time and just stay there. And then when I go to the submission, go low to the ground and look at the arm. Okay. So here, head off the center line, go, trap. Even if I don't get the sub, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I got it. There it is. Even if I didn't get the sub, Sarah, boom, there's my pass into who knows what. Because he's starting to open up his legs to potential pass because of potential submission danger. It's okay, you want to hop in? Hop in. Yeah, okay, so forearm on the neck. I go here, take the head off the center line. Now, once I start to roll, you go. Okay, it's already popped. You okay? Yeah. I already popped his elbow. I actually heard it. Okay, so I mean, it could be that fast. I'm just showing quickly a few times. So he's choking me. He's got his waves. Whatever, I'll get something in here, off the center of it. You see how fast that can be? One more time. Go ahead, put really weight on it. Shit, this sucks. Crossing the center line. Okay, this time he bent his elbow. Let's see if I can get him. This is a pretzel twist now, but it's a little loose. Okay, look, this was a different break this time. This was basically the pretzel twist I teach from S mount and high mount. Okay, because he started to defend naturally. So I still got an arm lock out of it. That one was more the pretzel twist. The other time it's a straight arm bar with his own wrist blocking, making the fulcrum behind the elbow. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. So there's a little, gonna talk some jiu-jitsu, mount escape. Usually for MMA and street, like some other mount escapes first as a priority. But sometimes you can't get the guy off, so you can elbow escape back to guard. I'm gonna add something that most people don't do, I don't believe, into it. So a little added something you can throw in your repertoire. If he's mounted on me, okay, before no, just straight grappling. So he's down here, okay, and I'm gonna move, keep T-Rexing in, inside. Okay, I'm here, I'm defending the neck. I'm gonna snow angel escape, okay, get his legs apart. I'm a big guy, it really hurts. Now I pick a side, boom, I get on my side, I start to elbow escape with my actual elbows to my hip bone, hook in here, okay, pull the leg, and also drag my own butt by shifting my hip or hipping out. I'm gonna do this and hip out at the same time. Now I'm in half guard already, but I'm gonna switch my legs from this hook to this hook so it frees up that left leg so I can then start elbow escaping in here, and then I could go right away to a sweep. Okay, or just back to guard, full guard or whatever from that half and half guard. So, he's mounted, straight grappling, okay, defending, okay, I'm gonna snow angel my legs. His feet are in here, he opens up. I pick a side, I turn on my side, my leg's still on the ground. I hook that ankle, I'm pushing with my elbows, okay, but I'm also gonna drag his leg back, but at the same time, rotate my leg, my butt underneath, okay? Especially when a guy's heavy, that's important. Switch my legs, okay? And then I'm gonna come in here, and then I can just go to full guard and wrap up here if I want it. Or you can look for a sweep right away when I'm in half and half guard. If I'm here, I can trap this up here and start to lift and go this way, okay? One more time, do you mind hopping in? Let's go over this slow. Doesn't matter which side you pick, you just pick a side. Okay, so he's in here. Now I'm gonna go slow in case it does hurt his legs. Does that hurt you or no? Not really. Okay, so if I'm here, defending, okay, it opens his legs up here on my side. I'm gonna push with the elbow because he's a heavy guy, right? People always shrimp nowadays, they go so fast, they just kind of move their hands. People have forgotten what it really is. You want your elbow go to your hip bone or your double palms. When you're fast and he's a light guy and he's sweaty, you can double palm. But if he's heavy or knows how to give good pressure, you gotta go elbow to your hip bone. So it's a frame. So he can't come through bone, even if he's big and strong compared to me. Hook this, drag it, move my butt up from underneath, come in here, okay? Now I'm gonna elbow escape, stay over here. Now I'm gonna elbow escape here and come this way. Or I could start to look, if I manage to. I gotta worry about this post because I have underhook but not an overhook. But I could still go here and start to cover here and sweep him in a mount. One more time. Back to mount. I'll do the other side this time. Here, snow angel. Okay, pick a side, get my elbow in there. Start working in here. He's a heavy guy, but frame him out. Hook, drag, drag. Underneath, bump your elbow, and put my hips out underneath. I shrimp my butt out.